September 10th, 6:15 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Wait, this feels very much like we would be someone else with spiky hair, this circumstance.
It does, but we're never here this late.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, look, it's the prosecutor. I mean, the defense attorney. She needs spiky hair.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm wondering the same thing. Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for has already...
Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for?
If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Well, obviously, he's her uncle.
Huh.
We're actually going to the other side?
Yeah, apparently.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I have also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Okay, I want that Sprite. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your Lottie calls. So I am certain she is high on something.
She's high on democracy. Oh wait, wrong game. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. Wait, who's the viewer in the gallery?
A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
But she's on the gallery. She would be the prosecutor's assistant.
Yeah.
You know, have they ever had an assistant?
Not really, no.
The defense always has an assistant, but the prosecutor never did.
Wait. Obviously, Godot has one because who else keeps making coffee for him?
Godot is so cool. The coffee makes itself.
Damn, now you're right.
And slides over to him.
Yeah.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end, no matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. Yeah, but we don't believe you. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. Did you take a notice of your movements when there was no one in the hallway and Detective Bad was, away? I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. I mean, the door works when no one else is around.
Yeah.
Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion and this case. Are we sure we're a prosecutor in this case? Fairly sure we're defending Gumshoe right now.
Yeah, kinda. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for rebuttal. And we are standing in a court of law.
Oh, please, you did that at a haunted house. Or a fake haunted house. Screw you, Edgeworth.
I do in the future, but not at this moment. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court. In this case, don't you think?
Absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But all right, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic's correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it, by showing who the real killer is.
Excellent. Omaiwa Shinderu.
Nani?
Everyone, Sans the suspect. Sans is the suspect!
Oh!
Now, you know, I can see that, but I don't see Sans killing.
Yeah.
Unless somebody went on a genocidal run, and I'm fairly positive Faraday's not a genocider.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
But Sans the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion. That Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Can't believe we hang out with a killer in the future. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course. There's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump card she has up her sleeve. Which is another hint to press.
I don't want to talk.
Hold it!
The suspect? But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven.
Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you, this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier. that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking.
I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump cards she... Okay.
Uh-huh. Furthermore, the arrest, blah, 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 blah.
Hold it!
Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
The scrunched eyebrows and lines of your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it all possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden?
What are they, a mouse?
Yeah, that would be quite something.
That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know? Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah, there wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows.
Ah, they're referring to the window and in the hallway itself.
Yeah.
There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden.
I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case.
Confirm there's no possible escape route.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course I'm sure.
And why are you so certain?
This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense.
Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
No.
Young!
Stop hitting him! Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion. It's not unshakable.
Hold it!
You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we need to reach the end now.
Yeah, well, video over.
I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. Before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument.
What's our trump card?
You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. I think it's the recording.
Probably.
However, I don't recall either Francisco or myself speaking with you about the subject.
Ah, but there were witnesses. For you, there was your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As for the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that. So I heard.
I'm the daughter of Manfred von Kammer, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else. Wait, so basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor.
Sounds about right.
By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad with that gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe's the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then?
Oh no.
That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of when...
Objection!
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how that could have been fabricated?
We have the tape.
This.
Take that!
That tape!
Oh, I guess she's just applying more makeup. Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell, the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do. Which is me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than anyone heard the gunshot. Ugh. She's applying her makeup faster.
She is.
That's the only thing I can think of, too.
After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag and turned the television volume all the way up and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible,
Oh my god, we're Time Lords.
it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right?
Of course we knew, didn't we, Miles?
Of course.
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago.
That's right, and if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And?
And? That's it! End of story!
But it's not.
Oh no, my makeup's good and bad. Okay, you're applying a little too much.
How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from the soundproof room? The window was open.
There's a hole in the wall.
There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is despite the fact that both rooms have an air conditioners installed. A window was open in each. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
Objection!
It's probably just a coincidence that we were both open at the time.
Objection!
It was not be a coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person had summoned to cause the window to be opened. The person who triggered that action, that person's the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... you!
Okay, this is the first time we had to actually choose somebody from this list.
Yeah.
We've never been able to present any people before, I think.
It is Callisto you! It is you!
You! It is you!
Take that!
Miss Callisto you, I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What?
What?
You indict me? Oh my god!
Oh. Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer? I don't understand her motive just yet, but of course I'm serious.
At least they mentioned motive quickly.
Because she's the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth!
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance. Quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Okay, what's her rebuttal?
You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this, especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
We already have things to do contradiction in the first one, I think. This is
And
where
the
it really
second one.
starts. Yeah. I wasn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now's the time to put that patent in Fun Karma perfect proof to the test.
And we're gonna miss it. Yeah, her rebuttal.
So I think we can present something here. Because if we have missed a bad statement...
Well, this is the perfume that was spilled. There is no statement.
we don't have his... Right.
So we might be able to present this here.
Yeah.
And this was in the TV.
Yeah.
So I think we want to present the thing here?
I think so.
This doesn't say it was found in the TV.
That's true.
Objection!
Well, that was easy.
Yep. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu?
Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know.
What? This is mine? That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bat, you see.
Yeah, you only accepted it all tsundere-like, though.
Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, you would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come now. I've already told you that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened that window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time.
You mean?
Miss you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Miss You.
She's a new name. Ha! Ha ha ha! You accuse me of murder on the fact I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grew weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Cool.
Okay. Why couldn't be you?
Me, not you. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top, but I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma.
Uber.
In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from.
Oh. Miles' testimony is flawless.
And this is why you're not a prosecutor.
Yes, but I wonder what sort of trick she may try to pull. She won't escape me. If I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her, which is another hint to press.
So we need her to admit that this turns into a knife.
Yes, that's what we need to do. We need to press somehow to get her to spill that.
So we'll press the last two then. For now.
And why exactly could you not have killed him?
I was just about to testify to that. Really? You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth.
Your prophecies have no bearing on what is at hand.
Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Objection!
Miss you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Quiet you.
Sorry. Miss you, please continue with your testimony.
Well, that was worthless. Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. So it is the knife thing.
Hold it!
At this rate, she'll inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her, that's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
So that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key that Yadegrasu had sent. Would she know of that?
How does she know about that?
And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
Oh.
I don't think she knew.
Oh.
Did you really think you could trap me? Come on, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might have append what you just said to your testimony.
I'm not letting you do a trap, but can you just append what you said real quick? Sure. Why not? I'll even say it as many times as you like. So are we presenting the key then?
Yeah, because it can turn into a knife.
Because you also have this knife.
But that does not mention that it can... Oh, it can. It says it can turn into a key. It's probably a double one where it both work.
Probably.
Objection!
Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yadegrasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it is in fact has a secret ability to transform into a knife, which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yadegrasu's key and the murderer's knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yadegrasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday.
Gah! My makeup!
Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yadegrasu key...
Objection!
I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away. You could be lying for all I know.
You would even now still feign ignorance?
I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence. Now can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him.
Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor.
He'll do it himself in like 6 years. Was it 5?
I think 6. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew it from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasa's key are the one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement and who had never have been privy to this trick, would have never been known about this to begin with.
Yeah, there's no way she could know, even if she knew about the key.
Yeah.
But would she? Because in these court of law, you can just present things without telling the defense.
That is true.
Or the prosecutor. You can just tell, I can present any evidence I want. At all.
Furthermore, there's something that the Yatagarasa sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time.
Wait,
You
what?
wouldn't know. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
Objection!
No?
What are you saying is simply not possible?
Oh, and why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife in the key. But within these pages he mentions nothing about a knife.
Objection!
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know. Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? No?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is simply also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force? And is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have left the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic. It's actually in a panic over it.
Probably.
But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Monsieur, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we are through. That's it. Moment of truth. Secret behind the Yatagarasa's key. Only one person could have had knowledge of it. From the get-go. You didn't know from the start that Yatagarasa's key could change into a knife.
Yatagarasu?
Yeah!
Really? Are we seriously saying she's Yatagarasu?
I'm uncertain, but I think that's the logic we're going with. Because it could only be Yatagarasa that knows.
Who would know that their key could change into a knife? Yatagarasu?
Yeah.
But there's no way Kay would learn from this person.
Yeah, so I think we're probably gonna get some other leads when we do this.
Take that!
There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is...
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasa's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasa herself. Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu? Monsieur, you used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? Okay, calm down, girl.
Oh my god! That's a lot of laughing. Thank you! The stupid rookie prosecutor would see through me! You sent the biggest chills down my spine right now, Edgeworth! This feeling of thrill! It's even greater than when I sneak into someplace!
You killed Faraday. Why? Answer me, Callisto, you.
Callisto you, huh? That's not my real name, because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu! let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law.
Aha.
I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagrasu in court. But once we entered the recess, well, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despise criminals?
But do I really?
You. Have you forgotten about the KG8 incident too?
Maybe.
What sort of woman would... So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagrasu by using this Yatagrasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him, which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday, and in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagrasu's key. Just like that. He never knows that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you kill Mr. Faraday first, there's no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they kill each other.
And the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Kodopian embassy staff member, Dead Man.
You ordered a hit job.
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? What is this case?
This is getting very convoluted.
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. What is this case? So she's not Yatagrasu, so my theory that Mr. Bad is Yatagrasu is still valid.
Yeah, so she is not actually the Yatagrasu, I think.
I don't know anymore. Or she's faking the whole thing. She's probably faked being Yatagrasu.
Probably,
I'm going
yeah.
to be honest.
What?
How could this...
You don't mean... You're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know.
The Yatagrasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer.
That's right, little girl. The Yatagrasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You.
Yatagrasu, you can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagrasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagrasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Oh, shit!
Oh, shit!
Oh, that has 2 bullets and there's 3 people! And Bad is a badass! You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagrasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, he ran quick. And yet he's just standing there like that. Huh.
Yep.
You two, get down.
My body, I can't move.
Hey, mister! To your right! What are you doing, Kay? Oh, that's one miss.
You! Get her!
Go, Gay!
Are you alright, Francesca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking. It looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go?
Oh no!
That's a gunshot.
Kill. If you killed Kay, which we know hasn't happened, if you hurt Kay, I'll kill you.
10/10, 7 p.m. In the courtroom number 3 still, okay.
Oh, cool.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon.
Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot.
I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
You may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken.
I don't care how experienced you are, being shot at would be a hell of an experience.
Oh, yeah.
But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Coma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright. Thanks to Kay.
Speaking of Kay, where is she?
I don't know. He just sort of disappeared.
I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe,
Wow, he said that slowly.
Yes, sir. Detective Bat, sir.
you need a new coat. Tan is not your color. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all.
Yeah, but it was for my niece, so it's all good. I heard about what happened. From Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But, in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective.
Ooh.
Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay?
You got it, Pops.
Pops?
Pops? What's one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Probably.
Yep. Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere, one snarky comment.
Brilliant.
I should get back to the investigation.
I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
Be careful, Detective Bats, and take care.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
That's called foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Yes.
Thanks a bunch, pal. You were the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
Oh my god. Stop being depressed!
I can't believe how much trouble I caused in my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
Oh, just be quiet.
I was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't have anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if you didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired doing my first week as a detective. Well, so as long as you're not fired, you should work hard. Give all that you have and perform your duties well.
And I will cut your pay less than I will if you don't do all those things.
Yes. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
Oh, okay.
She did? Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship.
A gun!
It was the Swiss roll, I think.
Yeah.
Take that!
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll! Can I really have it?
She did say you could.
Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all. Thanks a bunch! You'll know you're happy with this makes me, pal.
Can we please, can we have an eating animation with Gumshoe like we did with Kay?
Yes, please. I'm gonna eat this right now! Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached to her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy, it's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kate to give it to him. Ooh, that was good, pal. Well, we didn't get an animation.
Aww.
I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day.
Wouldn't it be 1.5?
Yeah. Like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. Ooh. I'm gonna thank Kate myself. Hey, wait, where is she? Somebody noticed just now. Was this minor present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bat left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
That is how Mr. Edgeworth got his first follower.
Yeah, that's my right. and son have but the most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. You have no idea.
You'll love it.
You have no idea, Edgeworth. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we are on real well.
I'll, be counting on you. Sign of trouble is definitely near.
There's no trouble at all.
Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate.
Brilliant.
I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. And I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now...
Right here. So, do you remember now?
Yes. I remember everything.
That's why I was standing here for like 3 hours.
Yes, I was just entering my mind palace. I'm glad you all stuck around because of that. Okay? It's been a while.
Kay, you sure up a lot.
Of course! But thank goodness! I thought you two had totally forgotten me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Apparently learning from Callisto you. Got me. I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. Wait, what? So is your mother just non-existent?
Okay.
What?
But her relatives, and I assume all her relatives live in a ninja village.
Probably. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
No, it doesn't. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and...
Hold it!
Actually, there's still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. First of all, why did you come all this way to see me?
Second of all, why are you the Yatagarasu?
Yeah. And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu?
I knew it.
The Yatagarasu is Callisto you. The one who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay.
So confused.
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
Yeah, it had to be Uncle Bad. What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
All right then. How do you explain this?
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yup. That's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo is used by my father.
Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was really a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu is no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Someone other than you.
Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article.
Oh. The Yatagarasu sent the embassy. A calling card?
Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto you lady is behind this. Let's kill her. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. Yeah, they ain't mask star to mask.
That's true. The Yatagarasu did send the white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bat told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and misuse identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end, and I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Kay,
You're so honorable.
It's a shame you're a thief.
I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief.
Well, I haven't stolen anything yet.
And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth! Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callisto you?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, would you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes, that case has been weighing down on my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. You don't intend to soil your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you.
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Is that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with that chummy relationship?
They're both children.
Yeah.
To be fair, she has changed a good bit.
Yes. The great Fifi Azagarasu.
And I mean, would you really be expected to remember someone that you've met for one day 7 years ago?
Yeah, not really.
And then they come screaming at you, I'm the Yatagarasu!
You're the one, no? After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday. Mr. You. Hey, Faraday. The phantasmagor... Oh my god, this is a weird word. Okay.
Phantasmagorically.
The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great Fifi Azagarasu. I got it. And the Azagarasu's real goal all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay.
Wow, we were quick! It's been like 3 days since this game began.
You're like, wow! The end.